All right, hello 2D math students. This is Ms. Gilbert, and this is going to be our first lesson of our online learning experience. I've posted some announcements on the Brightspace page for our class, so make sure that you're checking that daily just to see if I've posted any new lessons or any other information that I think you'll need. Right now, there are a couple posts up about the assignment that you were doing before March break. So please hand those in if you have not done so already. I already have some paper copies from some of you. If you would like to check which students have handed it in, please let me know and I can check for you. To get a hold of me, please use the envelope icon in the top right corner of Brightspace. You can either instant message me there or you can send me an email through there. To submit the assignment, you can go to the assignment icon, click on the Analytic Geometry assignment link, and you can attach photos or scans of your assignment there. Otherwise, my plan is to do 2 to 3 lessons per week. The lessons will be relatively short and they will probably be video lessons. After the lesson, there'll be some practice questions that I'll go through or have available, and I'll supply answers to those. And then at the end of each lesson, there'll be a really quick exit card just to see how you're doing with each topic. There'll be 2 to 3 questions long, about that length. They will be for marks though, so please make sure you're doing them. Today, before we start on anything new, I just wanted to do a review of the analytic geometry lesson. I have posted this sheet on the Brightspace under lesson 2.7, I believe. Let me just double check that first. This sheet does have both solving systems of linear equations as well as the analytic geometry. We will be doing the left-hand stuff next, but we're going to fill in this side just so that we have that information. I'm just still trying to look up this information, what lesson this is. I'm just going to the content page and just double checking. Yeah, this will be under 2.8 under the review. So if you go to content, click on unit 2 and you scroll down, there will be a link there for lesson 2.8, and I will have this blank document available. If you have the ability to print it, you can print it and fill it in along with me. If you don't or would rather not, you can make your own. You can just make your own by following along with me. So let's take a look at what we did this unit. It was quite a short unit. The first thing we learned how to do was how to find the midpoint of a line. So if we have a line with point A and it goes to point B, line A will have points x1, y1, and line B will have points x2, y2. Just gonna close that bracket there. Okay, so to find the midpoint, we're gonna call that capital M, not to be confused with little m, which is slope, right? So midpoint of AB, remember those are basically just the averages of the x values and the averages of the y values. So for the first x value, it's going to be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then the y value is going to be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So that is our equation for midpoint. I hope you can read this and that it's not too difficult to follow along with this video. I haven't done a video like this in a really long time. So to find the length of a line segment, I should say, that between 2 points that we have, the length, you can call that L if you want. Some people use this sign. So the 2 points right beside each other, and then those are called absolute value signs. So it's basically giving the distance between the two. And you can go x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. And you're going to square root that whole thing. Because remember, we found this using the slopes, right? So remember, your x's, that's your run. So you can also, if you're given a graph, you can go your run squared plus your rise squared and square root that, right? Those are going to be the same. Okay. So those are midpoint and length of line segments. The next thing we did was learn some information about triangles specifically. We learned about bisectors, so perpendicular bisectors, altitudes, and medians. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw one here, then we're going to go down and pick out everything. So let's do altitude first. And we're going to use A. Well, altitude from A is, it goes from A and it's going to go right to the line opposite the triangle. But remember, that line has to be perpendicular to the line that it is intersecting. I'm going to find something to use as a ruler. Yes, I absolutely should have been prepared for this. Okay, so you can use anything. You don't have to have a ruler. So if I put my pen here, okay, so this is the altitude. So remember, this is a 90-degree angle, and it goes through the line opposite to our angle A, but it has to be perpendicular. And so that means it also has to be perpendicular, and it has to go through the vertex across. So we've filled that in. And this is going to be called altitude. So I'm going to write that here. Altitude. Okay. Now, the median of a line, again, will go through A, but it's going to go through the halfway point or the median point of B and C. So let's say that's approximately here. Okay, so our median is going to go through our vertex A and the median of the side on the opposite side of the triangle from our vertex that we're working with. So that is our median. And our median, so it goes through a midpoint, yes. It is not, that should go through A. It does not go perpendicular to any line here, but it does go through a vertex. Okay, I'm going to try another color here too. For the last one, a perpendicular bisector. So this one goes through the median of the line that's indicated, and it has to be perpendicular to that. So it does not go through a midpoint. It's perpendicular. Oh, I'm hoping this pen, here, I'll do it in black. black. Okay. It is perpendicular. It does not go through a vertex, but it will go through a midpoint. So the perpendicular bisector of line or side BC is going to go through the midpoint or median of BC, and it's going to be perpendicular to it. So it's going to be like this. Hopefully those look like different colors to you. So this is the altitude, this is the median, and now this is the perpendicular bisector. Okay, and that's really a summary of the triangle stuff that we did. And then you just applied your knowledge of slope and parallel and perpendicular lines to figure out more specific things about certain shapes. The last thing we did was equation of a circle, and we did them centered at the origin only. If you have seen it as being away from the origin, some of you may have seen that in a different class if you've taken this class before. We do not have to cover that in this course, so we are going to just have circles at the origin, centered at the origin. So if we have a circle of radius 3, right, you're going to have your radius of 3. That means it's going to be a distance of 3 away on all sides. And you kind of make that into a circle. Sorry if I can't draw a perfect circle, but the nice thing is this doesn't have to be perfect. There's my lovely circle. Okay, so the center for this guy is at 0, 0. And remember, the equation of the circle is just x squared plus y squared equals the radius squared. Okay, so this is the radius. This would be the coordinate of a point. So x, y of a point on the circle. Okay, so for example, for this one, our radius is 3, so our equation for this one would be x squared plus y squared equals to 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, and so that's really a summary of what we've done. I'm not going to give you a test on this unit. You do have that final assignment to hand in that I've talked about already. That's going to be your last assessment for this unit so that we can go forward with the next unit. I think other than that, that's all you need to know right now. The next lesson will include a little mastery check at the end, and that's going to be through the quizzes tab in Brightspace, and I will show you how to do that then. So please let me know if you have any questions about either this lesson or about how to submit your assignment online. Again, contact me using the envelope in the top right-hand corner of Brightspace. You can either instant message me or you can send me an email. Other than that, I have no more information, so I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.